You want to make sure you answer who. Do you serve a particular gender, ethnicity, age, income, or sexual orientation? At least give us a sentence or two describing who you're helping. What is this particular demographic of people? You are more likely to receive assistance from the community if you're very clear about who you help. You're not, don't worry about making other people feel like, they can't relate. Like if you focus on women, you might not have as many male donors. However, the point is that those women who are attracted to your mission are going to be willing to donate. They're going to be excited to donate, and they will most likely want to contribute in other ways and continue to follow your organization. So that's just for profit, nonprofit marketing 101. Don't be afraid to niche your audience. Okay. What specifically are you doing to help this community of individuals? So what are the specific services that you're going to offer? Again, the more specific, the better. If you decide to expand to more than, let's say, 3 programs, you absolutely can. But for the moment, at least specifically be able to indicate 3 programs that you're going to offer. So let's say your who is women and men, or men, whatever, or if you only serve women, whatever, the demographic may be. Let's say they are domestic violence victims or survivors. So your what would then be what services you're providing to them. So are you providing them with transportation? Are you providing them with basic needs, such as food, water, shelter? So be very specific about what you are providing to that demographic of people. And then where and when. So let's say, for example, you're offering financial literacy workshops. Where are you offering them? Are you offering them in an office environment? Are you offering them on Zoom? When? Is it weekly? Is it bi-weekly? That would be your where and when. And then why? Why does this community of individuals need your services? So a statistic would help. The more specific, the better. So if you are serving a specific statewide statistics, so 70% of domestic violence victims in the state of North Carolina have nowhere to stay within the first 3 days of leaving their abuser. So that is a state specific statistic. If you've done any surveying in your community, 80% of domestic violence survivors say that they did not have access to food and personal hygiene items within the first 3 days of leaving their abuser. That is a statistic that you created. So whether it be online or a statistic that you've created from surveys, or even a testimonial from someone that you've helped. It can be anonymous, but maybe a voiceover testimonial or a typed out testimonial of why this is so important, why your program is so important, and what makes you different from other organizations. So I had someone who asked whether or not they should start a thrift shop earlier today. And I told her, first you want to look at, is the market oversaturated? So are there multiple thrift shops in your community? She said she lived in a small community. There were none. I told her then that is something that may potentially be needed. You should survey your community to see if that's something that they're interested in. However, if there were thrift shops already present, it doesn't mean that you can't open a thrift shop, but you do want to look at the hours of operation. Do you have a lot of thrift shops who close around 3 p.m. and most people are getting off of work and not able to visit those thrift shops? Are they closed on weekends? So that is something to consider. Do they not support plus size clothing, or do they not have infant size clothing? That is something that you could bring to that industry. So looking to see what makes your organization different than the other organizations in your community will set you apart, because not only when you're spreading the word about your organization, your community is going to think, well, I know of this organization that does that. And that's when you go and say, hey, well, this is what we do different. This is why there are still people who need our help. This is why there are still people who need your help. So that's what you want to indicate on your website clearly and concisely for each of your programs. I would recommend that you start with 3 programs and you can always expand from there.